Hello and welcome to the Blue Shadow Podcast. My name is Joey,
My name is Dan.
and today we're excited to bring you the return of a series we are doing that we haven't done an episode in a while because we've been covering Skeleton Crew, Andor, and a bunch of stuff in between. But this is Blind Ranking Star Wars, and this is number six, our sixth episode. In this show, not a novel concept, but nevertheless, we will provide each other with 10 items, Star Wars related, typically has a theme, and the trick here is that we'll have to get a name or of whatever the item character is, place it on a list 1 to 10, but the trick is that we don't know who's coming next. So, for example, if Ray is going to be who's Joey, if the question is who's Joey's favorite Star Wars character, and I want to always leave space for Ray at number 1, for example. Thank you if you haven't clicked off because of that. I appreciate that. But anyway, I think I'm excited to fire off a list. Are you excited today, Dan?
Yes. And one thing Joey may or may not have mentioned is often have a theme to this, but we don't know the theme too. So the list very well could be Joey's favorite Star Wars characters, or it might not be. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
But I can
But
fire off first, Daniel. And
sounds good.
on the note of themes, I will give you your theme because it's important to your ranking. The theme here is Battlefront 2 Heroes.
You suck. You
Is that
suck.
what you had too?
It was.
Really? Okay, let's let it
Yeah.
be. Let's let it be. So, Dan and I have recently been inspired by the resurgence in Battlefront 2 playing and the requests for Battlefront 3. So, I secretly, I guess, both of our episodes this week are going to be about Battlefront. This first one's going to be blind ranking Battlefront heroes. The next one will be about what we want from Battlefront 3. So, with that, you ready to start, Daniel?
Get right into it.
I'm going to be very tight-lipped about my thoughts on your rankings because I don't want you to make any changes. All right, number one, Kylo Ren.
6.
Hmm. Anakin Skywalker is your next one.
Ooh, 4.
Okay, and I think when I say this, I'm talking about like buffed, not buffed Anakin, but like when they like toned him down a little. When he first came out,
Yeah.
he was ridiculous. I think that's
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Um, Next is Palpatine.
Mm, 7.
Feel free to elaborate on why. I'd love to hear.
I'll do it at the end. I don't want to give away my reasoning right now, but there's
Okay,
a
this is intriguing. Um, Next is Yoda.
8.
Yeah. So just to recap, Dan has Yoda at 8, Palpatine at 7, Kylo Ren at 6, and Anakin at 4. That brings us to Luke Skywalker as the fifth character.
Ooh, that's f- 5.
Hmm. The trick here, listeners, is that there are more heroes than slots that we have. So someone might be left off, someone might not. It's
Yeah,
tricky.
no. I've been putting my eggs in one basket at the moment. We're gonna see how this plays out.
Next character I have for you is Darth Maul.
See, and this is one of those times where the list isn't, you're gonna be very confused. 9.
What? Okay. You clearly haven't force choked enough people off a ledge. Um,
That's not true.
Number 7 is Ray.
Mm,
Recall that you have 10, 3, 2, and 1 left.
I know. I have to go 10.
Oh my God.
I know, I
This
know.
is pathetic. Anyway, just to recap, Dan has Ray at 10, Maul at 9, Yoda at 8, Palpatine at 7, Kylo at 6, Luke at 5, and Anakin at 4, leaving him 3, 2, and 1. Up next, we have Obi-Wan.
Ooh, 1.
Really? I did not
Really?
find his gameplay that engaging.
You have to play defensively, just like Obi-Wan is.
Meh.
You're
Uh,
rewarded by playing defensively.
Number 9, Count Dooku.
Two.
Number 10 is Han Solo.
And I got burned. Cool. Has to be at three.
So, while Dan does some mental gymnastics to decide what his list is going to be rearranged, so if you haven't listened to this before, we then go back and kind of restructure it to what the actual list would be. But where we ended up with our blind ranking was Dan having Ray at 10, Maul at 9, Yoda at 8, Palpatine at 7, Kylo at 6, Luke at 5, Anakin at 4, Han at 3, Count Dooku at 2, and Obi-Wan is 1. Now, I can't wait to see what rationale you have for this list you got going on here.
Okay, that's very easy. There I really play as five people in Battlefront 2 during in Heroes and Villains. Typically play as two villains and three heroes.
Hmm.
Um, because I feel like kind of like your reaction, most people aren't picking Obi-Wan, so I usually don't have to change from Obi-Wan. So he's my obviously my number one. I
So
really
that's
enjoy
that's straight up like nothing to do with the blind ranking.
that is who I play
Wow.
when I play. I know. And then I also play Luke is my other.
Hmm.
But Luke's a little more tricky. A lot more people pick Luke because he has the all-out push.
Much easier to, certainly easier to play as.
And then I'll also plays Anakin. I definitely get one of those three every time.
Hmm.
Um, but then for my villains, Dooku is the my main villain I play.
Your
I've been
favorite
dabbling,
character, of course.
yes, but I also like his play style. I
Hmm.
finally, figured out the best like card combo and then attack combo,
Hmm.
like mixing abilities with attack to really inflict the maximum amount of carnage.
Yeah.
But I've been dabbling in Vader recently
Oh, that's a good one.
in this Battlefront 2 Renaissance.
Um,
And to your point of, I've clearly never force choked enough people off the ledge. I have, just not at small.
um, so you're approaching this primarily from heroes versus villains.
Oh yeah, I don't play as the heroes in any other game mode.
Okay. So I myself, and we'll get into this, play a lot of, particularly towards the end of the game's lifespan, I guess, supported lifespan. I
Hmm.
played that like capital ship mode and like defense. So I played a lot of like
Supremacy.
supremacy, yes. So I played a lot of like, I, being a huge sequels fan, played a lot in the sequels, but I also played all the other ones too. But like different characters interact really interestingly with the fighting heroes against the like normal soldiers. So, well,
Hmm.
I will be weighing that into my list. So, anyway, you want to give us your revised list? Is there a revision?
Yes.
Okay,
Not a huge revision. Han Solo would go to 10. I'm not a fan of the blaster characters.
me either.
I finally get a chance to play with a lightsaber. I'm gonna play with a lightsaber.
Hmm.
Just the way it's gonna go. Speaking in that vein, I'm gonna put Palpatine at 9. Um, again, I want to use the lightsaber. The Force lightning's pretty cool, and I like jumping and spamming, but it's absolutely infuriating when somebody does it to me, so I have to take that into account.
Yeah.
Um, 8 would probably be Rey.
Oh,
She's just not my play style. She's just, again, infuriating to play against when used effectively.
my
And
Ray has like the yellow like
yeah,
animated rank next to it.
there's not too many people who play Rey. So when you go up against somebody who does play Rey, it's absolutely awful
Y-
because they do it so well because that's all they do.
I try.
I know, and I appreciate that.
All right, so we got Han at 10, Palpatine at 9, Ray at 8.
And I'll go Yoda at 7,
Okay.
Kylo Ren at 6,
Stay in put.
Maul at 5, Anakin at 4, and Luke at 3.
which then
and then
puts, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Dooku at 2 and Obi-Wan at 1.
That is an interesting list. Huh.
I think I just picked a character the first time I played, and I'm like, this is going to be what I get good at.
This is my personality now.
And I think it really was because that's what was open,
Hmm.
and it was always just open. So I'm like, if I learn how to play one of these people, I'll always have my character.
That's fair. Okay, okay. I'll hold my tongue. You ready to ask me? Because I have some thoughts I want to share as I go along in response to what
Yes.
you've been saying.
Oh, okay. I will start off pretty strong here.
Okay.
Everybody's favorite, Boba Fett.
10. I don't, nine, nine. I don't love the limitations of the jetpack. I don't think his
Mhm.
blaster is engaging, and I don't know. I love the character, but I'm just not super fond of that play style.
Right, but the people who do it well, I mean,
Again, infuriating, like you were saying.
right, they do Boba Fett, the Rocket Troopers. It makes you want to punch a hole in my TV.
It's just not for me as the player.
It is. Um, Somebody who you notably left off my list, and I was very disappointed holding out for them, Darth Vader.
I did that on purpose.
I know.
I like playing as Vader. I don't love playing as Vader, so I'm gonna give it a. But you could be being real cheeky. I'm gonna give him a five.
Oh,
I
you were gonna give
I'm
him a 6, weren't you?
no, I was between five and four actually, but
Oh,
I'm more of a speedy than slow and strong kind of
yeah.
player. So that's why Vader might not edge the top for me.
Speaking of Speedy, what about Leia?
Hmm. 8. Again, love the character. Not my favorite of the blaster wielding heroes.
Yeah.
I love that shot where you like hold in L2 and it like charges.
Hmm.
That's a good one. And the shield is helpful. It's just, it really is like this list is kind of a reflection of our play styles.
It is.
So Leia's at 8 for me.
Okay, I'll throw you a lob here.
Okay.
Palpatine.
Okay. So now this is where me playing those other game modes is going to come in. I have to put Palpatine at least in my top three, and I'm gonna monologue about why while I think about where I want to put him. So in the supremacy mode, when you get enough juice to pick your hero, Palpatine can absolutely obliterate the normal troops, especially if you're jumping and swirling all
Hmm.
around. I've gotten these crazy like chain kills, like kill streaks that are in the hundreds. It's insane. This is particularly maybe it's not supremacy. The mode where that you play against like computer people, but you're playing like as allies.
Oh, the co-op.
Yeah, that one. So that's where
Yeah.
I've gotten these crazy ones. Supremacy is still, good, but I think I'm gonna have to put him. I can't believe this. I'm gonna put him in two. Because
Wow.
I'm one of those people that use him even in heroes versus villains, and I'm really annoying about it. So,
That's okay. Do you use the Sith Immortal skin?
oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Me too.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so just to recap where we're at so far, you have 10 open. Boba Fett is 9, Leia is 8, Vader is 5, and Palpatine is 2.
I'm
Throwing a lot
not
of bad
cringing
guys
too
at you.
far. I'm not cringing too far yet, or too
I'm
hard
throwing
yet.
a lot of bad guys at you. I'll throw you some good people.
I love good guys.
Luke Skywalker.
Mm. See, this is one where it's tricky because it's like he's good, but he's very like vanilla in terms of what he does.
He's user friendly.
He's a five, but because five's taken, I fear I'm gonna have to put him at six. Like I would rather
Yes.
play with Darth Vader than Luke.
Yeah.
So I think that's fair.
Okay. So that brings us to BB-8.
I like playing as BB-8. He's
Yeah.
good.
He is good.
It's silly. I'm gonna put him at four.
No, he's really good when he's used effectively, especially in that co-op game mode.
Hmm.
it's incredible. Like if you can get four people that complement each other's playstyles very well, you can you can go kind of crazy.
Now, do I think that they should have added Poe and Hux instead of BB-8 and BB-90? Absolutely. But I really enjoy this BB-8.
I think they should have added K2SO
Notable
and a
absence
manga
of
droid,
what,
Magna droid.
like from the
Yeah,
prequels. They
yeah,
normally sync them up per like
per
theme.
era.
Yeah.
But there wasn't.
Rogue
Yeah,
One. We'll talk about Rogue One being an absent when we on our next episode when we talk about Battlefront 3 potentially. Anyway, who do we got next? I put BB-8 at 4.
you put BB-8 at 4. So just so a little bit of a recap. You have Boba Fett at 9, Leia at 8, Luke at 6, Vader at 5, BB-8 at 4, Palpatine at 2, leaving you with 10, 7, 3, and 1.
You're gonna make me sweat this one out. I know it for a fact.
I actually wasn't, but I will now.
No, 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 no. That's not necessary.
Ray.
One gold star. One. Ray is my favorite character in general, which I think, like you said, like any of these characters can be really good, but
Hmm.
because Ray is my favorite character, I made it an active point to be the my best character is her. From the mind trick to the little stab and like timing how you get the lightsaber swings down. She's my
Hmm.
favorite character. The skin that I use up until when they updated it with the Rise of Skywalker stuff, I had the pre-order, so I used the Last Jedi skin and the gray robes. But now I
Oh,
use the yellow lightsaber one, the Rey Skywalker skin.
now I have to ask you, do you have the unlockable skin?
Which one's that?
The one that you could only unlock through the achievement? It's
What
her
was
in the,
it?
it's like her in the hood.
Yes, I do have that.
Yeah.
The craziest one I have is the Maul like Rebels skin.
Oh.
That was like COVID lockdown. I think you have to kill like 1,000 enemies.
Hmm.
It was ridiculous. I spent way too much time. It was like the last thing I did before I stopped regularly playing the game.
Because I feel like at that point, like, what is there? What else is there to do?
It felt a little silly to the point where I was like, all right, that's enough. All right. So Ray number one, thank you. Thank you. I don't have to sit here nervous for the next three.
No. Um, this character, I know I'm throwing you a lot of blaster characters, but this one I really want to hear your thoughts on. Iden Versio.
Story wise, love the character. I have the Lego. She sits out on my shelf. Um, and like I've become more selective with what I keep out because it's gotten too cluttered, so I clean it up. I love the character, but she would probably be my last choice in terms of who to play as in this assortment.
Fair enough.
So I'm gonna have to put her at 10. Again, love the character. Playing her in the story mode is fantastic. But when you line her up with am I gonna play as Rey or Darth Vader, even BB-8
Yeah.
or Iden, just in terms of like the abilities.
Yeah.
I do
No,
really
I
need to
get you.
stress my love for the character though.
Right. Okay, so you have two left, and you should be sweating these two out.
Okay.
So just to recap, you have Iden at 10, Boba Fett at 9, Leia at 8, Luke at 6, Vader at 5, BB-8 at 4, Palpatine at 2, and Rey at 1. So you have 3 and 7.
Hmm.
You ready?
Yes.
General Grievous.
7.
Oh, that was
I
quicker than I thought it would be.
I was very excited when he came out, and I think he's good, but I'm garbage with playing him. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but the little spider crawl I can never make work.
Yeah, I've tried Grievous. Like you said, I can't get the hang of him.
I'm sure you, Dan, and the listeners have heard all played against an annoying Grievous, but I'm not one of them.
Yes, okay, that leaves your number 3. Any guesses as to who it was?
I think you're gonna put Kylo here.
I was gonna put Kylo. He was my last character for you.
Okay. Let me give the
While
recap while I
you,
think of
yeah, while
this.
you do your shuffling, I will give a recap. So at 10, you have Iden Versio. At 9, you have Boba Fett. At 8, you have Leia. At 7, you have General Grievous. At 6, you have Luke. At 5, you have Darth Vader. 4 is BB-8. 3 is Kylo Ren. 2 is Emperor Palpatine. And to no surprise to anybody, Rey at number 1.
I have to say, Dan, we're making blind ranking history 6 episodes in. I'm not changing a thing.
Wow. Interesting.
You were
I thought
very
you,
kind.
I was.
What do you think I was
I'm
gonna do?
not, I thought you were going to switch BB-8 and Vader.
No, no, I would rather play as BB-8 than Vader. It sounds insane, but I learned the tricks for him. And like I said initially, I love the act of playing as Vader, but he's just a little slow for my liking.
Yeah. Wow.
That I
Well,
mean, I'm shocked.
okay, well, because you didn't have to change anything, throwing one more at you.
Okay.
Favorite support character, non-hero or villain? Could be from any faction.
I really like the Flame Trooper from the First Order.
They're good. The Sith Trooper's very good from the First Order.
Yeah, the Death Troopers are also very good. And the Commando droid is also really fun.
That's not my favorite. My
Really?
absolute favorite support to play as is the Droideka.
Okay. Okay. That's yeah, yeah. There's a sense of wish fulfillment going on with that one.
It's so much fun. And the ATST.
Hmm.
Those are my two. If they are there, I will take it. I will take them over a hero in most game modes.
Now, I'll throw one at you. I wouldn't take anyone over a hero, unfortunately. That's just the way I play. But I will throw just your thoughts on this character because I don't know if it's one that would come up necessarily in the our next episode. What do you think about Finn?
Unfortunately, the draw to play him isn't there.
Easily my favorite blaster character, but it really only comes from that playing against the computer mode because his like Deadeye, I think it's called, you lock on and then he
Hmm.
shoot. It's like super strong against that. But
Yeah,
anyway, I think that's enough to draw our blind ranking episode here to a close. What do you think?
I agree.
This is a fun one. Really, we've never. I'm kind of shocked we've never picked the same theme before, but I think we're in the same headspace.
We are.
And I think it's really interesting to see the diversity between our two choices, given, I mean, we had honestly a nice, surprising amount of differences between the two of us
Hmm.
in terms of what we asked, but then also seeing the similarities with you having Ray at, ending at 8, me having her at 1, you having Kylo at 6, him being in my 3. Like, just seeing the differences is really fun to talk about.
It was, and I look forward to talking more about it coming up.
And if you're looking forward to hearing us talk about Battlefront 2 some more, please stay tuned for our next episode. It'll be coming out. This is coming out on Tuesday. That'll come out on the following Friday. That'll be Friday, the 13th of June. So, with that, we thank you very much for listening. We really hope you enjoyed and consider giving us a like, a comment, a subscription, follow on YouTube or the podcast platform of your choice, or giving us a follow on Twitter, X at Blue Shadow Pod, or on Instagram at Blue Shadow Podcast. Thank you so much again for listening. We hope you enjoyed. Let us know if there's anything you'd like to see us rank next. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Thank you.